Oops, what am I doing? There you go, Meryl. You want to wait.
Hold on.
Recording, I'm like, turn that thing off. All right. A couple of things. In MLS, one of the things that I want to mention, I'm not going to teach it or anything like that, but you have access to all of Florida listings. In Advantage, yeah. So it's right on this page. Is there someplace?
Did they get rid of it?
No, it's here. You see Advantage anywhere? Do what?
Control F and then.
For fine. Didn't like it.
Yeah. ADV. Just type it and then hit enter.
It just doesn't see it. There it is, Advantage. So MLS Advantage lets you look. This is a little side note. MLS Advantage lets you look at listings on the entire state. MLS Advantage.
Right now, or
For what? I'm just telling you, we're not going into it at all, just because I hear this in the halls. MLS Advantage is Florida Realtors MLS to look at properties in the entire state.
You can't list.
No. So you can only look at properties, you can get the full MLS. If you show properties outside of our MLS because you see it on MLS Advantage, you should contact the agent before you show it to ask if they will honor the commission. Now, this is only good for a couple of months because there will be commissions out there. So you should ask if they will honor the commission. Because you're not a member of their MLS, they don't have to pay you. Make sense? Okay, so ask first. I have never heard an agent say no.
okay.
Never, but that's because we know to ask first.
Right.
Yeah. So you just get an email. So it'll let you. Now, you can only put listings in the MLS that you belong to.
Okay.
And so you can't put MLSs in Orlando. You can't put a listing in Orlando, but you could contact them. Now, Orlando has a weird system where you can put it in for one property. You don't have to join the whole board, unlike us. So they have a different thing. But anyway, you can look at properties all over. Make sense? We good?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to bring that up because everyone asked me about it. So we belong to Flex. And also in IMAP, you can look up properties in any of the 67 counties in Florida. Did you know that?
I thought it was only just for kids, whatever.
No. No, I didn't have all these things here. Two on the bottom. So let's see, IMAP. So when you go into IMAP, look at the counties over here. Look at the counties. Just pick the county you want. Kind of cool. Yeah. Just two things that I showed you. Anyway, back to MLS. All right, Line CMA. So I'm gonna have to sit over here so I can see.
Yeah.
All right. So when you do your nice presentations, those are like real pretty CMAs. They are so useless to me because I don't want to see pictures of houses. So, but you've got to do that when you're doing a presentation because you want it to look nice and it's a marketing tool. But if I'm dealing with BizBos or I'm walking a neighborhood or anything, I'll do a quick one-line CMA of the entire neighborhood. That way I can see everything that's going on. So, I'm gonna pick a neighborhood, someone give me a subdivision. What,
Timber Run.
Timber Run, a lot of houses? Okay.
Houses.
All right, so I'm gonna do a quick search. Now, the first time I do this, it might take 5 minutes, but you can get this down to like 2 minutes. I'm gonna show you some things about this. So, you gotta have the right name of the subdivision or
TIMBER Run,
one word.
2 words. I think it's 2 words. There might be one.
Well, come back and tell me in a minute, right? If there's anything there.
Not 1 word.
I won't even check. There it goes. Now it's checked. I think it's one word. I'm gonna pick a different subdivision in a minute.
Palm Beach Plantation. Oh yeah, Madison Green is easy.
But Madison Green has so many little subdivisions.
I don't think it goes by so.
That's Palm Beach Plantation.
Saratoga.
Yeah, Saratoga, yeah. That's
Saratoga.
That's in Madison Green.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing.
Doesn't it make a difference when you put the stars or the word?
Well, that's not,
It has some.
then it's gonna show me things that I don't want. So I just need real clean subdivisions and no, it's got 10. Okay, so we did, but may not be the right 10. See, because then I'll get Saratoga Bay, Saratoga this, Saratoga that. So when you put the stars in, it gives me too many.
Saratoga Pines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saratoga Pines.
Yes.
Pretty sure there's Saratogas in Miami. Okay.
What is your art?
There you go.
Portasol.
Cortisol's a good one. That's a good one.
Good one, yeah.
Cortisol, did I spell it right?
No, C-O-R. P-O-R-T. P-O-R-T.
And it's one word.
No.
P-O-R.
PORTOSOM.
Got it. None.
I have 3. I have 3.
How did you spell it?
LeBron.
Oh, one word.
One word.
Anywhere.
Yeah, I got 3. Uh-oh.
Great. Okay, perfect. That's what we'll start with. This is so hard to see. All right. So I would typically, I would get my subdivisions. I would look in IMAP or whatever. I know what subdivision. I just don't have one to play with now. But if I know I'm going for a walk or I'm door knocking, I know what subdivision I'm going to. So to make this is going to be so easy. I need to have everything, every status included up to, John, up to expired. Up to expired. I want everything up to expired.
How do you have item?
Hmm?
Oh.
So like you can see here, status, I have everything to expired. Why am I including expireds?
Because.
There you
So
go.
if they show them if the house is not priced properly or how
Exactly.
if it's overpriced, how long it will sit.
The expireds are always the most expensive ones. And so when I'm dealing with a seller and they like, well, I really want to be like around, let's say everything's going to 500, but now they want to be at 550. And the expires have the 550. I'm like, oh, look, you could be the most expensive expired. Right? That's why I include the expireds. I need them to see it. Now make sure your date ranges are okay. So actives, I don't care, but I only want the closed, I only want solds and expireds within a certain time frame. Otherwise I'll have everything, right? All right, so these little doodads over here will let you toggle. See how it goes from to or days back or whatever? So I toggle to where it says days back, and then here I can just do 3 months back. Now, whenever I run this report, it's always going to do 3 months back because I'm going to save this report. So I need my sold date and my expires. Oops, I need this to say days and change the days to months and change this to 3. That's it. That's all I needed. I'm done.
Well.
Pretty cool.
Don't go with it. Don't change your.
I'm not changing, I'm just getting out of the highlighted field, so it tells me I
How
have.
do you get? Yeah, that's great.
So there's two things to go. You only want
Oh, it's the same way you would
Did you guys-
change.
this little thing here, these things,
So.
Okay.
and then these.
Actually, 2 months back.
So this thing here will give you months and days.
Here's all the other. Looking at it.
Okay.
You get it?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Then.
That's it. These are the coolest little two things here.
Yeah, okay, gosh.
Now, I don't care about actives and under contracts, right? Because something could be active for 5 years, so I don't care.
And then contract.
Under contract is fine too, I don't care, right? Because it could be under contract for a year, so it doesn't matter. But my closed and my expired have to be date sensitive. So how many did you guys end up with? How many? 14? Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this and I'm gonna save this search. So I'm gonna show you a secret. If I could show you my searches, you would die laughing. I save my searches by subdivision. So anytime I need to look at a subdivision, it's a saved search.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to where you're down in the off-market dates. How did you change that date frame there? Just the numbers.
These two things over here.
Okay.
Before the. Yeah. Wait, so you say that
Gotcha.
under subdivision, why is that?
So when I hit okay, let her get caught up.
And then you clear the other things.
So.
Ready?
Right?
Are you guys ready? Can I go on? All right.
Doing what you're doing.
Hello?
Yeah. Because you have to.
Hello? All right, you with me? All right, so now I'm gonna save. And it's just a saved search. And I'm gonna call this, what is this? Saratoga what? Portico. So I'm gonna call this one. Did I spell it? Oh, I still can't spell. It's so cute. Porto.
Missing the.
You try typing here and looking over there. Portisol, okay. Right, now you can put your you can put a description in here if you want. So I would call it one line CMA. You can put it wherever you want. And then save it. Now, if I save all my subdivisions, then like every time I do one, like if I have a new buyer, new seller, I save the subdivision. I don't have to, I just run it. Just save the subdivision, because it's always gonna go 3 months back from any time that I run it.
It's gonna automatically.
3 months back from today, automatically. It's because it says every time I bring this up, go 3 months back, whatever today is. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to change anything. So we're done.
What about the places without a subdivision?
We're done. Well, but you'd have to save it as something. And everything does have a every single property in Palm Beach County is in a subdivision.
I mean, we don't know when you're in the acreage. I mean,
Then you would say
lots
that's
or whatever.
acreage.
Call it acreage. Call it acreage. Yeah. And if you're gonna use a map, I mean, you can edit this, because you can edit the search at any time. So if I want to include something extra, like I could put 2 squares in, like a square here and a square here, it doesn't matter, right?
And then you just don't save it if you don't want to keep that. It would just default to what it was previously.
Well, always, yeah, I would say. All right, so then I go to list. I don't care about the pictures. So here, if I use this, it's just the facts. If I put this in, it's gonna have a picture next, right? So I'm just looking at the facts. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort this. So I'm gonna hit status and tell it to sort. So it keeps all the actives together. So I'm gonna hit status, sort ascending. And now I have all the actives. Look at that, active, active under contract, closed, and my most expensive expires.
So when you save it under the name of Portisol.
Okay, now the save is done, not on this page, the save something else, so it has to be on the other page.
Yeah, that's where she
The search page, I saved it as Port of Salt. Where's Port of Salt?
It's
Right there.
Um,
You know, you're both pointing in different directions.
Right
That was funny.
here.
Is it the one by the Target?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the Target, that's how I have to think.
That's how I look at it. Oh, shit.
Okay. All right, so your columns pretty much look different than mine. So here's what I did different. You see, this is a view. So this is a view, not a save. This is a view. So the view you're looking at is your default view. You're looking at the plain ordinary residential view, right? Does it say residential? This is the target you started with. Because this makes no sense to me or my seller. Do you think my seller cares what area we're in?
No.
Do you think they know that it's single family?
Yes.
So I don't need that. There's extra space I don't need, right?
Yeah.
Now, in some cases, I may need it. Like if it wasn't a place, who's got townhouses? Oh, right next door, Riverwalk has townhouses, villas, and houses. So in that case, my search would be different because I would include a type. But I don't need it to show here, right? All right, so your search looks like this. We're gonna learn how to change this view.
Okay.
So to change the view, you're going to hit sort. Oh, never mind, view. You, never mind, you're gonna hit view. So we're changing the view. Now, this is the name of your view. So you're gonna change the name. So I call it Line CMA because I can use this for everything. Okay, I called it real quick. Yes. Line CMA. So we're giving this view a misspelled word. All right, Line CMA. All right. And then, so that's the name of it. You with me?
Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to change the fields in the Line CMA. This is what the fields that it's showing now in the view. These are all the extra ones that I could show. So I can take stuff out, little X's, and I can add stuff in. Now, what's important to me with this view, do I need, now it won't let you take out these two. See the top two? They have to stay there. Can't take them out. But do I need office member info?
No.
Yeah. Do I need city? I don't think we need city if you know what subdivision you're in, because if I'm showing this to someone, if I'm in a Port of Soul talking to someone, don't you think they know they're in Wellington?
Royal Palm.
Or whatever. Maybe I should leave it
They
in
might not know
there.
they're in Wellington.
Okay, I'm gonna take out city. So do I need the MLS area? No. Do I need square living feet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need bedrooms?
Yeah.
Do I need bathrooms?
Yeah.
Do I need half bath?
Yeah.
Do I need type?
Yeah.
Really don't. Oh. Do I need an open house date?
No.
No. Do I need subdivision?
Yeah.
I think I would leave that there. Do I need waterfront? Yes, because it affects the price, right? This is all about the price. Yeah. So if I'm showing to them and they're like, well, my house is nicer than that, I'm like, that's on water. Do I need water frontage? Why, you got a boat to put in there?
Yeah. They might have one. you never
In
know.
Port of Soul, you can have a dock. This is for a dock.
If they have a.
Not,
You don't have a dog. in Boston.
No.
would not apply to this sub. Remember, I'm saving.
This is specific to what subdivision you're searching, it's not a general.
Correct. Well, it is it is general, but in my regular view, like if I was gonna do oceanfront and there was like a dock, then I would call that Line CMA oceanfront. So I would have a different one, or I would do one line CMA condo, because it would be different. So I would give them different names, because I'm looking for different things. Private pool,
Yeah,
year build,
yeah.
county,
Nah.
no,
Because we know we are in county.
I hope. HOPA. What's HOPA?
HOPA.
55 up.
Yes.
That's different, not for a CMA. What does HOPA stand for? Help older people. Who said help?
Association.
Because I'm gonna repeat that. Denise says it. It's Housing for Older People Act. I know. Based on market, would that be helpful?
Yeah.
Property type, do I need that? No. Office co-buyer agent? No. Elementary school?
No.
Don't care, and definitely don't care what high school. Expiration date? I don't know, let's keep that there. Is there anything I would add in from all these things over here?
The original list price.
But prices are right there.
Status? What about the status if they are?
Status is there. Price and status is there. Sold date.
Mm.
I want to know when these sold, right? So I'm going to look for sold. Sold date. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Now, sold date ended up at the bottom over here, and I kind of want this one to be closer to the list price, right? So I'm just moving it up. Sold date is up further. I kind of like this, I can only get this close to it. Sold date. What else?
Full price.
Sold price. Sold price. And I put that close to it too. Where are you? Sold date, sold price. How about? So you want to see what this looks like now?
Yeah.
So of course we have to save it, right? So I saved it. And of course it does.
Put it on.
Yeah.
It's
It's a good idea.
exclamation.
It's the same as the one I had before, but it's okay. Let's get that. Okay. So now, see, this is now, see here, it says one line CMA.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other one picked the properties, and so I saved that as a subdivision. This is how I'm going to view the data. So this is a view. Again, I have to change the which I could have done in the other screen. Put it in here. And now let's see what we have. So my actives are together, and they don't have a sold date or a sold price. But look
Wait,
at
how
over
did you
here.
do that again? That-
Look at my
How did you do that for here with?
status.
Oh,
I changed status and ascending. Status ascending. And now see my close, they have dates on them and prices. How cool is this?
very nice.
So now I have, normally in your CMAs, when you do the fancy one, you have three active, three pending, three sold. Okay, but here, there was more than that. So inevitably, when I go to that listing appointment, they always ask me about the one I didn't,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I still have the pretty one for them, but I take this list with me. So the one house that didn't show up in the other 9, 3, 6, 3, 3, and 3. Oh, yes, that one. Well, yeah, they did have it for sale for 849,000, but as you can see, it didn't sell. So you want to align yourself with the ones that sold. So now when I'm talking to them, now, what's that? Oh, yeah, you have to know everything in there. So when I print this off, I write myself notes. I will look at these and then I'll highlight this one because it doesn't belong. I don't know why it's there. So I can't compare average ones, but I'll average the things out. Like these here, the 29 and the 26 are pretty average. These are the same. I will average this out. I'll just write myself notes. Like I'll just actually write on the piece of paper and I have that with me. So now do I have the facts with me? with whoever I'm talking to in that neighborhood, I have the facts. So if I was driving a neighborhood and if I was gonna do door knocking or something, I don't have an appointment, this goes with. And then, like if I'm talking to a FISBO and I have this with me, and I usually have it on one of those little things, what is that thing called? Clipboard. I'll have this on a clipboard, and every time they're talking to me, I'm looking at the clipboard. And after 3 times of looking, I'm like, what are you looking at? I'm like, oh, I'm looking at all the stats for this place for the last 3 months. I've got all the information on everything that was listed as an arm's length transaction. Do you guys know what an arm's length transaction is? I'm gonna walk out with so many things today. So Zillow's products are not. What Zillow shows is a combination of MLS and tax. And so those transfers in tax rolls, it could be probate or a divorce or something, they're not considered an arm's length transaction. Right. These are arm's length transactions. So the minute someone says, well, I did a Z estimate, I'm like, oh, that's good, but it has a combination of data and it's not always an arm's length transaction. So I sound really smart, I'm just throwing words out. And then I explain to them, these are the facts. And this is why when you sell with an agent, because we expose it to so many more people, this is why we can get higher offers. Because we're finding the buyers that are willing and that want this place. And that's how we make our money. So now I have this Line CMA, which is pretty cool. Got everything in it. If I had too many, I would take out the larger ones. Like in Olympia, they've got 15 little divisions in there. I have to be really careful with that one. I have to know my divisions. So I might have added, let me look at, it's not called subdivision. What's the other one? Development. So see where it says subdivision is the bigger piece and the development are the smaller ones within. But a lot of agents don't fill that out because they don't know the difference, and then they mix them up, and then when I do searches, I'm leaving something off because if the agent didn't put it in right, then I'm leaving it off when I do a search by subdivision. So typically I'll do it by map because then it doesn't matter if they left it off. But I might have changed, like if I'm doing an Olympia one, I would have included development in the list display. Because then next to subdivision, I would have had development. But I have waterfront, I have private pool, I have everything in here, days on market. This is like all the information you need, and it doesn't take long. You guys just did it. We do it 2 or 3 times, it comes really fast.
So you would name that search for the song.
This is not a search.
Just
So
say
we're-
search.
Let's get this clear. This is a search.
Yeah. Right.
The other one is a view. It's how I see the data. This is a view. So the search is what I name. The view is the display that I save. 2 different things.
Oh, okay.
So look at all the views I have here,
Why don't you like to use the one with the pictures?
because they take up space, and this is like, what's real estate? Location, location, location. It takes up too much space for me. I mean, it's just, look, it's just a click. It's no big deal. But when I go to print it, it's gonna take up space. If I have room, I'll put it on there,
So
but it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter, right? It's like one click of a button. It's like so easy. But if you see all the views I have on here, so land, I have no idea what this is, about 10 years. Brickle rentals, this is a co-op, condo expire list, co-op sales, first class. I have quite a few. These are all different views, and it just changes the data that I have on the screen, which is the coolest thing. Right? Oh, look, there's one. Fruity. River Ridge in Martin County. I have no idea what I was doing there. I don't know. Where's my BPO? Yeah. Anyway, so those are all the different views. Now, once you get your view, you can print it. So you hit print. Now, when you hit print, you've got to be careful. When you hit print, first of all, I had private information because I had close dates and stuff in there. So you got to make sure that it says private. Private. Because otherwise I won't get the extra information that no one, that, you have, always make it private.
Oh,
Private because it includes all the fields.
Accidentally send it.
Yeah. So be careful. And also, I want to have a list only. And I do not want detail. Detail. I don't need, would you go away? Thank you. I just want the list, not the detail of every single MLS that's there. And then I can print. Maybe, and that's, well, no, I don't really want to print, but that's what it looks like.
What was the average, like, it was
So, I would group, like, I would probably have thrown this one out. But I would average these, like, these are, I would, they're not very close. This one's close to this one, so the average would be 690. 700. So I would average them out. I would just write notes to myself because this one's very weird, throws everybody else off. Most of them are not too far apart. But if I was doing the actual CMA, I would not use those big ones because I can only pick 3 of each category. You're supposed to do a 3-up for regular CMAs or RPR or whatever you're doing. You're supposed to use 3-up. But in this one, I want to include everything, but I don't want them to include a house that doesn't fit. Like if they say, oh, well, that house went for 900,000. Yeah, but it was like 4,000 square feet under air. No, it's not. Right?
Dolores, and for land, how we do it, the same way?
Exact same thing, but you're not going to show bedrooms and bathrooms. So the view would be different. That's why I had a land. I'm looking at the size, I'm looking at, yeah, so it's just different. It's not as much to look at on land. But I definitely don't need bedroom, bathroom, or pool for land. So that's why I would have a different view. And then when you tell it to print, I think it asks you how big. Yeah, see, I can change the size because it might print kind of small. Probably do 10 point. And then I don't know if this would print on one page, but I could tell it to print. So that's how, wonder what, I could look up other agents and I could put listing agent, I could put buyer's agent on here. I think the bottom bed. Get this month. There it is. It's the same. It's the same. I'm concerned that this is gonna go off the paper. Okay. I'm concerned down here, it's gonna go off the paper, so I probably
do land.
tell it landscape, yeah. If I was gonna print this. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can save your searches and save your views and use them interchangeably, and I'll show you one that I did. I have a green sheet. You guys don't know what a green sheet is, but I'll show you a report that I do. Green sheet. So every Monday, I call all the agents that had a closing with us the week before. So with the edit search, and I think this one goes back. How many days is that? 7 days. This is my green sheet. So 7 days back. The other ones aren't selected. So I'm looking at all the close 7 days back. Every Monday I run this report. And then the view on this one. And so on this one, this view should be like co-op or green sheet. Co-op, let's try. Nope, green sheet. Okay, so the view is different because on here I have agents. Okay, you see that? You see the difference on this? So I have the listing agent, the co-listing agent, and the buyer agent. And that's why when I tell it to print, I tell it private because public wouldn't show agents. Because it's a field that's restricted to the public. So I tell all my reports that I use as private, and then I call all these agents. And every Monday, I try to build your downlines because you're not asking for it. But if I get them to come in, I know who the listing agent is, and that's who's gonna be their sponsor.
Oh, nice. Thank
Oh, you're welcome. That was supposed to make you feel bad. But if they got on Neil's group, that's what we were doing. But this is, so it tells me that, you know, when it closed, and it tells me everything that I need to start off a conversation.
Yeah.
You're so funny. How many were on here? 16 closings last week, is that what it said? Yeah, we do a lot of closing, well, I probably have one person. So, so I hired her at Kai's in 2001, so I had a nice conversation with her, she's retiring. So oh, look at that, so.
you hire my boss.
Do you want me to call you?
She's a broker.
So. What company is it? Rook, is that Rook?
Touchstone.
Web Realty Company. You don't like her?
I think if you're gonna like.
So my conversation with her I once had a supervisor when I worked in Miami for like 3 months because I got fired. And her name was Susan Thomas.
Oh.
So I would ask her if she ever worked in Miami, did payroll. I used to do payroll for the company. So I'll ask her. And she's like, no. I'm like, yeah, well, it was probably 40 years ago, but yeah. So I have a conversation with everybody. So you can see how the different columns are useful for you. Right? So let's say you wanted to go back and research all the people, let's say, who's been in the business for a while? Karen, you could do it.
What?
You could probably pull a list of all the sales that you had something to do with, and then go back and research all those people and ask them how they're doing, and get caught up and just do a care call with people on everyone that you help get into a house, because you can do everything with the search that has your name in it. It's like, hey, do you remember me? I haven't spoken to you in years. How's it going? Just checking in on you. And I would do that if I was in business for more than a year. I would start calling people that I had transactions with. And even if they don't remember you, it still starts up a conversation.
And if there's people that you've had that were, that didn't have a transaction that's young.
Go back and look at them. And you can do it for rentals too, like all the people you put in rentals, you can do that search. How many people did you put in rentals that are now ready to buy? Right? So these searches are invaluable. You can do so much with them.
So that particular one was also saved by.
Green sheet.
So-
The view is green sheet, but one.
I also saved the search as green. I did both. I called them both the same.
Okay, but.
They both have,
but-
so like up here, if you, in the search bar, I typed in green, so see it says green sheet of closing calls. That's what I called it. So it tells you, I did it 5 days ago, 19 days ago. You can see I do this every week.
So ours for one line C, is there a standard date range that we should be?
The only thing you're concerned of, the only date range you're concerned about is the close date and the expire date. 3 months, always 3 months.
But if you don't get enough, then you go like 6 months.
Yeah, you could. It's just that it's a different market, but you can change it to 6 months. Yeah. It's all of them because they're in order, so you start at the top and go all the way to expire. Because there's more than pending. There's active under contract, contingent, we have so many different things. Okay, was this helpful?
Yeah, we got scrolled it down.
So we could do that.
What do you think of the picture?
Parameter.
Oh, wait, where the dates are? This one doesn't have a lot of dates because I only have closed on that one. I only have closed. Because I'm just looking at closing. Right. You want one more quick thing that has nothing to do with this?
Yeah.
Because I have like,
I have this.
okay, go ahead.
So are you saying for time, for like? When you said about the pictures, are you not even looking
Yeah.
Really? Isn't it kind of help?
Well, like when people are asking, don't you?
So you are, no, I'm saying for. Not.
I don't
their
for the
seller, but
numbers.
Okay, because sometimes people are like, well, why did this sell that? And I have the information to say, well, this was fully renovated, you have, cabinets that are 40 years old.
So when I do my searches, because I have them saved and I type them in the bar, they come up right away, so that's really cool also. Okay, so I want to go back to the Port of Soul and what you're asking me. So there's the list. We changed, I should have saved that, change the status. And so you're saying, look at the pictures here, you can look at the pictures.
No, I'm saying that the.
I don't. I'm like, if it's 2,000 square feet, I don't care. I'm more of a, I am a listing agent, 100% listing agent. I don't, the cosmetics don't mean anything to me. Like all of a sudden, if like this is a subdivision where they're all built in 3 years. They all look the same to me.
Yeah, that's,
It's different. If it wasn't like Olympia and these Lake Charles, they're all the same. So I'm not so concerned about them because it's not like they're gonna be 20 years apart or anything where it's.
Well, Lake Charles is pretty old.
Yes, but they're all old.
Yeah, but some people have renovated, so.
Could be, but renovations are what? It's not gonna be $100,000.
No.
So like in my mind, it doesn't really. Yeah,
I
it's
guess
nicer.
more of the standpoint coming from bringing the seller back to reality, like why did
Get
this
the
house
picture
sell
one.
for this much and mine can't? type of
Yeah,
thing.
it really depends on the subdivision.
Yeah,
Yeah. It really, yeah, because they're all, if they're cookie cutter, who cares?
yeah.
yeah, to kind of piggyback on her point, maybe. I'm looking at the two that are under contract in Port of Soul. Most of them I looked at have a price per square foot of around 300. The one that's like 640, I think it is, has almost 340 like dollars per square foot. I'm trying to figure out, that's what I was looking at with the pictures, like I'm trying to figure out why is that one for.
I can give you my opinion on price per square foot. You're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it.
Okay.
And remember, it's just my opinion. Price per square foot came from the commercial world, where you're just buying the walls. There's no contents, there's no upgrades, there's no nothing. Price per square foot means something in here because that's how we calculate the rent.
Oh,
But I'm not paying for the granite or anything.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about what's inside. Let's take it to a house. If I sell a house, a $500,000 house for 600,000 because you did a bunch of upgrades and you have a pool. The pool influences your price per square foot. Has nothing to do with the house.
Yeah.
So I don't like price per square foot.
yeah, but I was asking, I looked at the pictures on both of them.
Yeah,
They're cookie cutters, the exact same, so I'm trying to figure out, same
Yeah.
neighborhood, same everything, why is one?
who knows?
The seller.
Who knows what happened? Something happened in there. We don't know what's going on. And then I'm also careful, like $1 million.
Protective here, the roof,
That's why.
Yeah, something happened and the roof is a huge thing. Yeah, and that changes the price per square foot, which really has nothing to do with the house.
Why
Yeah.
do you like to take that out?
I don't know, it's people, I don't know, people still talk about it and I'm like, really? I can't go price per square foot. And then waterfront's included in price per square foot because it's like, okay, there's something not working. Commercial, I have a problem with if it's over $1 million, like your house is a perfect example, that listing you have. Those I have to go price per square foot. Because they have ridiculous upgrades. And so those are harder. Because it's not so much that it's 3,000 square feet, it's what they did with the 3,000 square feet. Then I'm more careful with price per square foot. But subdivisions like these, where they had 5 to 10 models, those are easy. There's not much you could do with these.
Yeah.
There's not, if you know your neighborhoods, you really have to know your neighborhoods. But you could drive through a neighborhood and figure out the price. Like you should be that good. If you visit enough, you know your neighborhoods, right? You're like, if someone says, okay, I want a 5-bedroom house, 4 bathrooms, 3-car garage in Wellington for 500,000.
Yeah.
No, I don't even think you wouldn't even get that, and you wouldn't get a 3-car garage in Olympia for 500,000. So right there, I know we're not, either the neighborhood isn't gonna work, Wellington, or the 3-car garage is big.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, so like, if you know your prices, you know your neighborhoods, and and then you just have to show it to them, because it's not that you know it, you have to show it to them. Like, these houses are identical to Olympia, who built Port of Soul?
Minto.
There you go. Who both
Excuse
built Olympia.
Minto.
Minto.
Can I ask a
They're the
question?
same houses. Madison Green was the first one. No, Winston, not Madison Green.
It was Sarah.
No, it's,
No, but-
no,
but-
the one on High Paluxo, Smith Farm,
Smith Farm is
Minto.
all that, yeah.
Minto. And that was the very first one here. The other one was in Broward. But the longer you're in the business and go visit all these builders and stuff, they're cookie cutter. Those are the easy ones. When you get these, they're easy.
You got a question?
Hello?
Someone raise their hand.
Jolene, you have a question?
Yes,
I don't know if I have sound on.
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, she has to type it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm her hands up, but.
Oh, the middle.
No, but she can't speak up. She's on mute.
Ask her for the chat.
Yeah, I understand it too.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it happened.
Hello? Hello?
Jolene, are you there?
Yes, I can hear
Am I
you.
on
Can you
mute?
hear me?
No, you're my.
Wait. Is that on?
I can,
No.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We just don't have a microphone. No, I don't think I can even hear anything. Anyway.
Yes. Tell her to type her question.
Oh my God, you guys are making work too much.
There's an option. Your volume, not hearing anything, turn up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not up.
Yes, right there.
Oh.
Click on turn up volume.
That is. That's what they can hear and that.
Jolene, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think her hand is up for like an hour.
Oh, she posted
She
it.
left a while ago, she left.
There.
She can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear? You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Can you type your question in the chat? If you have a question, just put it in the chat.
Okay. If I'm
All right.
doing.
Oh, I said it's gonna show you that.
Yes.
Yes. Wait, she'll have,
But it's not related. It's not related.
but it's just.
If I'm
Okay.
doing.
You think it's interesting?
She still has 6 minutes.
Hey.
For, if I'm doing CMA for.
Or I
I'll
could ignore it.
see,
Okay. So remember in IMAP, I showed you
Is it the same?
different counties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can find list pendants in IMAP.
If I'm doing CMA for house in the
Foreclosure.
community, is it the same?
Oh, you know what? Let's see.
To do it?
2, 3.
How did you get to there? Or-
So look, here it says tax search. And here it says foreclosure search. And here I'm gonna put zip code. 33411. Look, they're all in foreclosure. That's you.
Can you explain? No, you said it's a foreclosure search, but I think it's a process like that.
This is,
It shows them list pending. and
this is
then-
list pendant, that's all there is.
Oh, they're saying that they are defaulted on their. mortgage.
This says that whoever they defaulted with filed a lien on the house. List pendants is a lien, pending lien, list pendants.
Okay, and then how long? For.
Well, they depends on when they're all different, because they all go to court at different times. Remember I told you about the property ID number yesterday?
Yeah.
First two numbers, what was that?
County.
Yeah, first two numbers are 00, it's counties. Well, I did 33411, which is West Palm Beach. So the first two numbers are 74. This one is West Palm Beach. This one here is county.
Okay.
So this is the acreage.
The acreage.
And this is West Palm Beach mayor that was here today. So they're all different. This one has a file date. They just filed it, March 11th. So depending on when they go to court, there's a court date, depending on what happens on this one. So they're all there. Now, this one has, this one already has an auction date, so this was filed in September, and they're gonna sell it in July. If he doesn't sell it first, they're gonna sell it in July.
There's no file date, but it showed on this.
Everything has to have a file date.
File
I
date
looked
is
at
on-
the auction date and I was an auction.
File date. is
I can't hear you, Aga.
on-
Everything has a file date, because that's when the list pendants was filed.
Well, I pulled up a one
Oh,
line
yeah.
and it there's no file date or auction date, but it
Then-
showed that it was
Where,
another foreclosure.
I don't know, something happened. Maybe they pulled it back off.
What?
Yeah, you'd have to look at, so
That's what I probably call.
if you look at the case number, you can just click the case number. Aga, click the case number and it'll tell you exactly what they did.
No case number, why is it?
It's not ready. That's like half in, half out.
Also,
It-
this could be somebody that I can call and be like.
Yes, yes.
Does this mean that this has been like listed with a date?
You have to go look it up. Yeah,
Wanted to know if.
that's not in every house is in a community. So,
Well, no.
if- let me show you the easiest way to do it. The subdivision is the first 10 numbers. So you'll go to the tax roll, get the first 10 numbers, that's the subdivision. You copy this,
No, Laura, she's talking about your other search.
Oh. Yes.
Okay, let me tell you the trick.
So because I don't know what the subdivision is, I will take these first 10 numbers and I go into the taxes and I will put that in, and then it'll tell me the official name of the subdivision according to the taxes. So then I could do the search on that. Every single house is in the subdivision, and that's how you find out the subdivision is the first 10 numbers.
And for somebody.
She doesn't know what the subdivision is. She says there's no subdivision.
No, but if there's like an area where there is not a subdivision.
Yes, there is,
Oh,
according
well,
to
there
Palm
might have
Beach
somebody
County.
association. Yeah, but like. if-
Association is not the same thing
Yeah.
as a subdivision. So if I want to do a search, I'm gonna take these first 10 numbers.
Maybe a subdivision
Um,
development.
I'm going to copy this. And then I'm gonna go back to the regular tax roll search, new search.
The appraiser site has
Yeah.
that information as well.
Now, this is the appraiser's information.
Oh,
So see where it says parcel ID? I just copied, I'm gonna paste this one. Oh, it didn't take it. Still here? No.
74 is West Palm Beach.
Yeah, but I needed the whole first 10 numbers. Get rid of this thing again. MLS. Cortisol, we get a property here. Yeah, subdivision is not the same as like gate thing. So here's his first 10 numbers. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah. Copy. Tax. Paste. Paste. Okay, how many numbers do I have? 1, 2. So it's subdivision, lot. So that's a subdivision, and I get everything in that subdivision.
You know what the property.
Okay, remember when you had
First
meets
ten.
and bounds in,
Yeah.
well, that's what this is. So it's the first 10 numbers of the parcel number. We'll come back and tell you what the subdivision is. So then I would be able to figure out if there's no name or nothing, I can just do those houses to do my CMA. Because every property does have a subdivision.
I know.
In Palm Beach County.
So it's the same, in the community, you
You're
have the
thinking
development,
community.
subdivision.
No, that's not. This is just for the tax roll. So here I got all everything in this, in, what was it, Portisol? So this was everything in this section of Portisol. But there's actually a lot more.
So if you had the parcel number, you would just have to go to property appraiser to find out.
Yes,
subdivision.
yeah, they'll come back and tell me. But I could also, like, if I was gonna use the subdivision, I could, do my mail labels for this entire subdivision.
Yeah.
If I was gonna do a mailing in a subdivision, I could do it through here, because it'll print the labels for me. D160s are 3 up, so it's 10 down and 3 across. Let's see if my labels, how my labels. Yes. Oh, I don't know where it's putting these though. Error, you did not select a label content type. What did I want? Occupant,
Oh, yeah, you can do like there.
occupant. All right. I think that'll work.
Go on the,
So you can do like absentee owner.
Where'd they go?
Like the arrow at the top right,
Where'd they go?
top right, the arrow, all the way at the
Top
top of your screen, next to your picture, right there.
It's right below, no,
Click that, yeah. The first one right there, label.
Labels. There's my labels.
I hate printing.
Now, what I liked about this one, I could have done my labels to the absentee owners only. So I could get a hold of the absentee owners. That was kind of. All kinds of stuff in here.
Yeah.
oh, it would only.
You should get there.
Where was
It's
I?
good to do occupant, like just doing like rent.
No search. Oh, it got rid of. Maybe you saw. There. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Create labels. Okay, now what did you ask me?
You said,
Absentee owners.
It only has a corner.
There's actually a really cool thing to do. If you go back to the IMAP screen, you can exclude property owners address state does not equal Florida. And
Oh,
then you
yeah.
get all the absentee owners.
Okay.
I did that for my community and then I reached out to them all.
There's so much in here. Yeah, I love absentee owners. I have to go back and do another search, but I put where there, it doesn't equal.
Yeah,
So like if I'm, let me look.
go back to,
Let me look at this one just to show you. So this one here, it has the property address and the tax mailing address, and if they don't match, then I have an absentee owner.
so you can do that in the filtering.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
George, probably should know the answer to this, but what does absentee owner mean? That they don't live there?
But they don't live there, or it's not their primary, they don't live there, maybe they're landlords. But I love absentee owners because they don't know any realtors down here.
Yeah. Because I did it for my community, so I went to all the absentee owners and then I got really annoyed because I saw 2 people rent. I was like, no, like I can't.
See that?
One person I know I didn't call because they were in California and it was early. I was like, oh, I'll call them like another time. And then I saw it come up and I was like, oh my God, I just hit.
See that?
Yeah, I was really mad at myself.
Those are, and those you should do on a, like every quarter, you should do a mailing every quarter for those. Just so that, because you're the person that they're gonna see in
Yeah,
Florida.
like, oh, I live, but I like, hey, I live in the community that, oh,
You
they
do a postcard with you standing in front of the building.
yeah, from their house.
Yeah,
Or in front of their community.
Yeah, in front of the sign, right?
yeah. Anyway, so that was just
We'll do that when I go.
extra stuff because I had some time. Cool, we good? All right, guys. We stopped.
Thank you.
I've got to get my laptop to work on these screens because I can't use Windows.